Here we go. Hey guys, so yeah, I had to restart my computer. So sorry for any delay. Of course, the Apollo software stopped working. There we go. All right, I'm live. All right. So hey, welcome to let's see, to Beat My Mix 5. I've got your mixes pulled up here. And let's just switch screen stuff here. Here we go. And I'm going to pop out the chat so you guys can see that in the replay. So drop a comment, say hello if you're watching live. And all right, so this is one where I didn't really have a prize. And I mean, I'm still debating about whether or not I'm going to do a prize or not. But this has been really close. It was down to Christian, Edgar, and Giuseppe. And out of the 9 mixes I got, okay, well, it's just me. That's okay. So anyway, let's check out everyone's mix here. So let's see. We'll start with Giuseppe. It's a big fat kick drum. I guess I'd like the guitar to be a little bit louder. Maybe a little more reverb. I know Jeff Giuliano's mix was very clean. But this is a pretty clean mix. It sounds good. Now there was some distortion here. I think it's just limiting. I believe that's what's going on there. Or it might be that the mix is peaking, but I thought it was a good mix, so I threw it in there. How you guys doing? Thanks for watching. We're going over the mixes for Beat My Mix 5. Also, that was me. The tracks for Beat My Mix 6 are out. That's Out of the Shadows. If you're on my email list, then I've been sending you emails with links to that. So, yeah, those tracks are there, and the winner is going to get a Arturia CZV, which is the keyboard, the synth that I used in Out of the Shadows. So, it's a pretty cool prize. So those tracks are up, and then you can download those. I'll put a link down below in the description. You can download those tracks, and they are due. The mix is due next Friday. So I would have done the live stream last night, but I was in Austin visiting family. So for this Beat My Mix, so that's why I'm doing it tonight. So this is a pretty good mix. The drums sound good, Giuseppe. The bass is nice. Here's Jeff Giuliano's mix. I mean, it's in line. Let's turn this off. Oh, sorry about that. That's Jeff Giuliano. Here's just... I like the snare. Sounds good, man. So yeah, there's definitely some distortion here. It's okay though. Something's clipping. But the kick sounds good. And the bass that's a really nice mix. If you're watching, say hello. Let me know if the music's too loud over my voice. I like that mix. Yeah, other than just the distortion, and I think it's pretty good, man. Pretty solid mix. Let's hear Edgar's mix. This had the most votes last time I checked, so let's see. I try to level match these mixes. Hey, Christian, how you doing, man? Good to see you, bud. You're up next. Hey, Giuseppe. Good mix, man.
Our bags and headed for the coast with nothing but love and hope, and we didn't have a care in the world, just a car and a road.
There's something about the vocal. I don't know. It's up front, almost too much. I don't know what's going on there. I feel like it really needs some ambience. Here's Jeff Giuliano's mix, which the guitars are more present. For me, the vocals are a little bit up top too much. I would like some reverb. I want to hear what Jeff is. He has the vocals up top, but they're also like, he's got some ambience if you listen to it, especially it's just a little dry for my taste, and I feel like the guitars could come up. The drums sound good, Edgar, and the bass is nice. For me, it's just a balance thing. I'd like more guitar and less vocals, just a little bit less.
If I could push rewind, I'd rewrite my lines. And now I long
Bass guitar sounds good.
for those simple times
I'm gonna have a beer.
when we were free and you were for me.
The kick sounds good. Yeah. I wish there was more ambiance, more reverb on the vocals.
I long for those simple times when we were free.
From the other mixes you've done, Edgar, I feel like I'm not hearing any trouble with like cymbals or anything being over compressed, which has been something in the past. But I think this is good. The drum mix is good. Lead guitar is in a good spot.
Simple times when we
Sounds good.
were free and you were for me. And now I long for those simple times.
Yeah, it does have some punch to it, the snare drum. Some snap. Sounds good, man. I'm just listening, guys. I'm listening to the kick drum and the bass guitar right now. I feel like the bass is in a good spot. I want to hear the kick during the verses. Yeah, it sounds good there. Sounds good, Edgar. All right, let's check out Christian's mix. Let's see here. It's a big-ass kick drum. The only thing... All right, so I like your mix a lot, Christian. Honestly, this is my favorite mix. So, you know, I do try to consider the votes and all that stuff, Edgar had the most votes. So you won the popular vote, Edgar. I would say, as far as like, we'll listen to Christian's mix, but I feel like Christian came the closest to doing a Jeff Giuliano mix or beating Jeff Giuliano's mix. The only thing that either one, the reverb on, I don't know if maybe it's the snare. I think it's the snare. I feel like it's a little too much. That's the only thing, my only gripe with this mix. But it sounds cool. I mean, so clean, man. I think you did a great job of matching what Jeff Giuliano did, maybe even improving. I don't know. It's tough to improve his mixes. That's Jeff. I think you nailed his snare drum. And the bass, that's all. It sounds great. I mean, it's very close. The kick might be a little boomy, but overall, that's me picking nits. That's me completely like nitpicking the mix. But if I was paying someone to do this and they sent me this mix, I'd be pretty happy with it for sure. Yeah, the guitars are in the right spot. Even the kick is punching through the chorus. I like where the vocals are. There's something in the kick, and I mean, like, the bass guitar sounds really good. I mean, like, I don't ever say this. I don't know if it's low end or what, but the kick is a little bit, it's almost too much, but it's hard for me to say that. I like a big kick drum. It's big. It sounds good. It's a nice sample. I believe it's a sample, right, Christian? If that's a real kick, I'd be amazed. And I like that snare. The lead guitar, everything spreads out real nice. It's just a good blend. Mix C is Christian. Hey Zach, how you doing, man? Good to have you on the stream. Yeah, well, whatever samples you use, they sound good, man. Yeah, I like it. I think the vocals could use some reverb here. Something just to make them not so, because they're just by themselves. You got rid of the I will find a ways. Thank you for that. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. That's cool, Zach. I mean, I think every mix, all of those three were really good. Something weird going on here. I don't know if it's tuning or something. The vocals definitely needed tuning. I really like Christian's mix. I feel like, as far as like, if the challenge is to beat Jeff Giuliano, I think he came closest. Edgar, I think your mix is great, man. You definitely won the popular vote. For me, my pick is going to be Christian. I think that's my favorite mix. Giuseppe, your mix was great too, man. It sounded really cool. Okay, yeah, they needed some help. So one of the Beat My Mixes coming is going to be another one of basically a song like this. It's going to be a song with me singing, and I am going to tune those vocals. But Yeah. Yeah, this is a great yeah, as far as like emotion go. This was a when I wrote this song, it was some of it is bullshit, you know, like some of it is just fake lyrics. Like there was a point, I'll tell you guys, during the 4 years that I was in this band with my buddy Dave, and I had a really great lead guitar player named Gene, um, and then I had a bass player, and we had a great time playing these songs. But from 2010, 2011 was really a 2010 was a rough year. That was like one of the worst years of my life. And that's when this band started. I mean, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. I had a great band. I had this awesome drummer who was my best friend. Um, but there was stuff in my personal life that really sucked. And I wrote a lot of songs during that period. From I started writing my own songs in 2009. And really, it just came out of necessity. It was a form of therapy. And this song was kind of like I was trying to get away from writing about my personal life or just things that were going on. Just I don't know. It was therapy for me. So with this song though, this was at the end of it. I had written some really dark songs, and maybe one day I'll show you guys some of that stuff because it's good. But there was a point where I had moved on. Any influence? Yeah, Modest Mouse is, that's a good question. He's asking if there's any influence. Guess what? We covered that Modest Mouse song. What is it called? It's kind of the A chord that I'm playing, the now, that's from Float On. Like, I think Float On's capoed on the 5th, but this song isn't no, I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe this song's capoed on the 5th, and we were playing Float On. Anyway, long story short, we played Float On, and I wrote this song maybe a little bit after that. So Modest Mouse, definitely 2000 indies vibe. Like, that's kind of my jam. Like, everything I do is either going to have a little bit of Death Cab in it, maybe some Modest Mouse, there's a band called The Lonely Forest that I really enjoyed. They were on, I don't know. They were on Death Cab's record label, or one of the dudes. But anyway, so yeah, these songs, what you said, Giuseppe, about a lot of emotion. There definitely is, and I mean the chorus. I mean every lyric sung in that. The verses are BS though. They're not true stories, but definitely. And now. This song is more true than it has ever been for me, especially hearing Dave sing backup vocals. And man, I wish we could just go back, you know? So, but you know what? Things are good now. And I really appreciate you guys being on the stream. Let's check out Antonio's mix. Say hey if you're watching. Postal Service too. Yeah, man. I can kind of do the Ben Gibbard thing. We used to cover a song called Kath from them, and I can sing. I'm very nasal, so I can sing right in that range very well. So we did good Death Cab covers, and that was a huge influence for this band. The kick is nice and full, pretty thumpy. I like the bass. Dave played bass on this song too. He was a great bass player. Everybody's kicking ass on the kick drum and the bass drum. I don't know if it's just that the parts were well written or what, but the low end on this song, everyone's kind of like doing a great job on it. We packed our bags and headed for the coast with nothing but I like. There's more ambience, but it's a little too much. I feel like if it's delay, there's too much decay or feedback. Hey, Edgar, man, you did a great mix. You won the popular vote. As far as my pick goes, man, I would pick Christian, but you did a good mix. Zach, we got to do a Zoom call, man, just to go over your mix and everything. What's up, dude? It's good to see you, Edgar. The snare's a little laid back for me. So I think with the effects, it's maybe too much feedback or too much decay. One of the things I've really been enjoying doing is on my reverb sends, actually on the delays as well, as I'll put a compressor and I will send the vocal to the side chain. So when there's vocals going on or when I'm singing, the reverb will duck down, and then it'll trigger the compressor. So it'll compress it however much, 3 to 6 dB, something like that. And then when I stop singing, the reverb and the delay comes up, so it fills in those gaps. But I kind of feel like maybe you're doing that on this, Antonio. I don't know. Like maybe you've got something where it's like, it doesn't seem like it's happening when the vocal's going on, but it is too much when it comes, like, it is too much after I'm done singing. It's good to have you, Edgar.
A care in the world, just a car and a road we didn't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just too much feedback or decay. The drums sound good.
And now I long for those simple times.
That's cool. Yeah, man, I can help you with that, Zach. It's just Zoom,
And you were for
and then we'll figure it out. What would be nice, I know that the podcast thing or what the winter thing is kind of hard. Thanks, Christian. Yeah, like especially when I don't have the sound coming, but basically I think the next time whoever I do a Zoom call with next, we'll go into your playback engine and have you guys select Zoom. I've tried that before. There is a way to do it where you guys can hear the audio, which would help when they're explaining their mix. Christian did one. Where's Christian's here? He's hanging out.
in the world, just a car.
Oh, where is he? Like, where is he from? Man, darn it. I'm drawing a blank. I know he was in Miami. I want to say Peru. Yeah.
In a road we didn't
It's not bad. It's just a taste thing. There is no wrong way of doing it. For my taste, it's just a little bit much.
And now I long for those simple times.
It's interesting. I feel like I hear like a hi-hat thing or something going on.
We're free,
It's kind of cool.
and you
That's
were
right,
for me.
Peru. Yeah. I had a blast talking to Christian, man. Actually, every one of you guys. Okay, that's right.
For those simple times
Nice. Louisiana, yeah.
when we were free.
Not to keep talking about Dave, but he was from Louisiana as well. Yeah.
From me.
See, I don't know what's going on here. I feel like the cymbals, something went weird.
Things started to change, and we began to fade like heat in the shade. We were free, and you
Some
were
interesting effects on here.
now I long.
The solo's in a good spot. I'm going to skip around a little bit. Cajun country, yeah. I've eaten alligator. Yeah, I think it's delay.
When we were free,
What city was he
you were
from?
for me.
I don't remember. I'd have to ask his mom or his brother. I kind of like what's happening here a little bit.
And I will find a way, and you back to you. And I will.
All right, a little bit. It kind of sounded cool. Like that might have been a nice breakdown, right?
And I will find. And I will find a way.
I don't know. That's interesting. It almost sounds like a remix in that section. But cool. Thanks for submitting a mix, Antonio. A couple of mixes. I appreciate that, man. All right, let's check out Eric's mix. got a nice little kick drum on it. Definitely some top end on the bass, like some 5K. The snare's pretty solid. Nice. It's like a telephone effect on the vocal. It's kinda. I like the tone of the guitars. There's something in the kick drum, maybe 120, 150 hertz, like something that feels a little beach ball-y or basketball. I don't know. It's probably the actual snare. I feel like the guitars could come up and the bass could come down some, just a little bit. It's a little bass heavy. The snare drum sounds good. The drums could, I feel like, yeah, it's just bass heavy. Like if the bass came down and everything else came up a little bit. I used to do the telephone effect on my voice. Let's go to like the bridge here. I've never been to Oklahoma. That's cool though. I lived in Nashville and I live in Virginia. Yeah, I think he made them thin on purpose. Like he's trying to do a telephone effect. So yeah, I think the bass is just too heavy. It's warm, it's just too bass heavy. More drums. Yeah, more bottom end on the vocal. Yeah, so that's cool. Thanks for submitting the mix, Eric. Let's go to Marcus. Sounds pretty good, man. I think I think the snare might be out of phase. That might be, it kind of feels off to the right. That might be why it seems that way, or you panned it that way, I don't know. Nashville was fun. I had a good time in Nashville. That's where I went to Blackbird, and yeah, it's a cool city. Like, and there's so many studios there, and it's just, yeah, it's a cool place. Another kind of thin vocal. Maybe just a little too much low end taken off. The lead is a little loud. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. He just panned the snare to the right. The background vocals, to my taste, are a little bit loud and a little too much reverb. The kick is kind of getting lost a little bit. It's an interesting EQ on cymbals. Maybe one of the room mics. That might be part of it. So yeah, the kick and the snare are just a little thin. Let's hear. Let's go back. Let's hear the solo. It's not a bad balance. Like, it just kind of feels like, I don't know. I feel like there's some like high end missing. It just needs Maybe it's bass heavy. Yeah, I feel like Marcus, I feel like you're really compressing one of the room mics, and then it's panned off to like 10 or like 2 o'clock or something, and I think that's what's going on there. It's interesting. We definitely need a punchier kick and snare. The background vocals, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It just kind of sounds like it's in a bathroom. It's an interesting effect, though. I feel like the snare got lost. Maybe that's on purpose. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. It's an interesting mix, man. I hear the kick, but I feel like the snare disappeared. I like the ooze. I didn't even know those were in there. Was that? Yeah, man. That must have been Dave. That's cool, man. Thanks, Marcus, for submitting a mix. Yeah, I feel like something weird's going on with the room mic, maybe, or maybe it's just the way you're panning stuff. It also feels a little bit muffled. So I don't know if you're cutting off too much high end on some of the stuff and then too much low end on the vocals. Let's check out Turan's mix. Another thing where something got messed up with the way things were lined up. It sounds like there's drums kind of out of sync. Now it's stopped. The bass is punchy. Yeah, there's just something weird going on with how the tracks are lined up. Kick is present. Yeah, just something with the drums being lined up weird. Let's see. Here it feels like a decent balance. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with some feedback here for you. It just sounds like the natural snare drum and kick drum as well, which is fine. I know the kick drum wasn't tracked very well, I can tell you that. Solo's in a good spot. Yeah, snares does sound good. Some nice reverb in there. Very subtle. I feel like the drums are really mono. So with those room mics, what I did is I just panned them hard right and hard left. And then the overheads, I would pan like 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, just like this. And a lot of times I'll have a drum bus where I bring it into like 10 and 2 or somewhere between 3 and 9, something like that. I just say that because the drums sound very mono, which maybe is on purpose. It's not a bad mix. The vocals definitely could use a little more ambiance, a little more reverb. And I feel like the overheads are low. Or maybe they need to be compressed. I don't know, something like that, but not heavily compressed. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's the mix. As far as my pick for the winner, I picked Christian's mix. I really enjoyed that one. Edgar, you did a good job too, man. And Giuseppe, your mix was good. Only thing I'd work on is just your limiter setting and making sure that you're not clipping your master bus. And then the tracks for Beat My Mix 6 is out, which there is a prize for that one. And that's going to be, hopefully that will be a CZV. I'll just say it will be. So Arturia is going to give away a really nice keyboard that I used for Out of the Shadows. Actually, while I'm here, we might as well just go look at Out of the Shadows, and we can talk about that just a little bit. Let's see here. And so your mix for Beat My Mix 6 is due next Friday, and then let's see here. So yeah, mixes are due next Friday, and then on the 28th, I think Dan is going to actually be with me, hopefully in the room here, either at his place or mine. We're going to do the live stream and pick the winner. The track is available on Spotify. If you guys could, there's a pre-save link I've been sending out. I'll put a link for that as well. Let's see. Okay, Dagger Red. That's the name of the band. So yeah. Those tracks are out there. I mean, you can hear it anywhere you guys listen to music. It's up. It came up Friday. If you guys could check that out and, follow us on Spotify or whatever. I don't even know how that works. But it's just a way to support what we do here, and help us get some streams. But yeah, I'm excited about Out of the Shadows, and I'm going to go over a little bit of what I did. So yeah, for this video, I'm going to be putting out a video this week on the Arturia plugins I've been using, because they did send me the V9 collection, which I'm very fortunate that they gave that to me. They've also gave me their plugin bundle for mixing plugins, so maybe that would be a good prize as well if they're willing to do some more, just because this channel's so small. I'm lucky to get some sponsors. But yeah, so the CZV is going to be coming out. I tried that BB Tubes thing. I did not like it. Let's see. Hopefully I have everything I need here so we can listen to it. This is my mix, or one of my mixes. I'm not going to say this is the mix, but and I don't want to blow you guys away here with volume. Now, we did this through EZdrummer, and the way I did it was kind of weird. I mean, a lot of times if I'm just making beats with EZdrummer, I will duplicate EZdrummer a couple different times. And so if I look at, let's see, here's my drums. So yeah, there's 4 EZdrummer tracks, and then I had to split that stuff out for people. Ooh, it's loud. That's loud. What in the world is going on there? I'm going to bring it down some. That's just the drums. That plugin you're hearing is the CZV. There it is. This is the plugin that you could win. The other one I used was, this is Analog Labs, but basically Analog Labs, if you guys ever get the V9 collection, it has 33 keyboards on it. And if you guys play keyboards, that is one of my main writing tools. I love writing on the piano. I lost the chat, so let's see. But yeah, so the CV9, but for this sound, for this one keyboard here, let's see where it's at. I know I'm using like the Stage 73, which you guys see the Nord sitting next to me. It has some cool sounds as well. Let's go. There it is. So you just open that up. This is what I'm using for the chords. And this is just the pad here. But this song was really fun. Dan sent me just an acoustic guitar and a vocal, and then I started making the drums and everything. And part of my process with, like, if I'm going to be making drums without a real drummer is I just make beats. And so this is Easy Drummer, and then that's just kick and snare. I'm using the RC20. So Dan did a mix. Dan actually kicked my ass. He beat my mix for this song. And then I'm using the Devil Lock on a fast setting, just kind of blended in. And this is one of my Easy Drummer settings that I really love. And then the Arturia plate. This is the old Easy Drummer, and it's my it's the UK pop kit. I love the sound of this thing. And then you know, I'm just adding a bunch of like saturation. I've got a Pro Q going on, doing some dynamic stuff. But this is how I write music. I got bus force on the fills. And then I just have the natural drum sounds here. This is a different kit. So this is where it gets interesting with the phase. This is the, I think this is just the main default kit for Easy Drummer 3. So I'll blend two kits together, and that can get fun. But the main plugin, and you guys should hear Dan's bass, man. He there again, I did some bass, and he's like, I'm going to take a stab at it, and he's a bass player. He kicked my ass. So this is not the mix, but this is a mix. So I'm still a work in progress. Apparently I've got some other stuff going on. But he put all that processing. There's a little bit of, I'm sure it's Decapitator on it. He got a cool bass tone. I love that bass tone. So I programmed those drums, or I mean, we kind of collabed on it, and then yeah. So that's the basic thing. So this is the plugin you guys can win for Beat My Mix 6. Is this guy right here? We'll change some sounds just for the hell of it. If you're watching, say hey in the chat. That's fun. I like that. This thing's cool, man. I don't have an affiliate link yet, but there will be a day where I'm going to have an affiliate link for Arturia. The V9 collection, it's 5,000 sounds. And I mean, if I go to Analog Labs, like I said, man, this thing, it's got 33 keyboards, which I've got the Nord, and it's an Electro 2. It's not one of like, I got it for like $1,000 back in the day, and it's one of my favorite things. You know, I have a Telecaster. I think you guys, yeah, it's over there. I have a Telecaster. I've got my P-Bass, and I've got the Nord. And the Nord has a piano, a Wurlitzer, and a couple of Rhodes sounds, and that's really cool, and I love that. And it's, for me, I'll just plug headphones directly into it and start writing songs that way. But this is insane. Like, having 33 of these plugins, like, it's got a Juno, it's got a Mellotron, which is like stuff the Beatles used. I mean, the Juno 6, all of this stuff is like vintage stuff. You got a B3 going. I've used a lot of these plugins, and honestly, this shit is overwhelming. Like, I could spend the rest of my life going through each individual instrument. They all come with a ton of presets that are really cool, just like you're hearing on the CZV. I mean, I could write a song with that. That's cool too. Never ending story, right? But, and then there's probably some bass stuff too. Let's see here. Here's an organ. Hopefully this doesn't blow us away. Bunch of shit. It's cool. Digital Wurlitzer. So yeah, I mean, I end up going through all this stuff, and we'll just go back to Out of the Shadows. Or maybe we'll hear some pads. But yeah, ton of presets. It's fun. And then if you go to advanced, it's fun, isn't it? Like, yeah, there's some cool stuff in here. And yeah, you can do anything with this stuff. So yeah, and I spend so much time just messing with the presets. I mean, I like having a guitar, a bass, a piano, a keyboard that keeps it simple. But when it comes to like sound design, I'll show you guys what I was working on today. I also, when I was in Austin, I bought some more guitar pedals, which I love having a lot of guitar pedals just as distortions and things. They're just different colors, like preamps and all that jazz. But this is something I was working on, just a rough. And that started on just piano. And that's an Arturia sound. It's not, it's okay. They have some great piano sounds. But then I got a little nuts with guitar. Sure, that's really loud. Yes, the drums are clipping. That's what happens with EZdrummer. Haven't done bass. I don't even know if I'm going to make this into a song or not yet. But, so that's kind of what I've been working on. So yeah, Out of the Shadows, that's due next Friday. It is the 21st. The 28th, we're going to announce the winner. And that's what's going on. After that, I don't know. Thanks, man. Yeah, the Telecaster's cool. Maybe I'll show you guys. I got a tube screamer, a little tube screamer, and then I got this Boss distortion pedal, which for heavy stuff, it's pretty badass. And I've been adding to my pedal. I'm back into playing guitar a lot, so I'm really enjoying that. But yeah, so the 28th, we're going to announce the winner. Dan, fingers crossed, he's going to do the live stream with me where he announced that winner. You guys are going to get a CZV from Arturia. And then after that, I've got a song that I've been working on that you guys have heard in other streams. That's around, and there's an infinite number of songs from the past that I can bring up. What else is going on? Also, the Milestones are going to be putting out their album May 5th. So please check them out. I'll put a link down below in the description for some of their pre-release stuff. I mixed all of those songs. They're putting out, I think it's like 12 songs. It might be wrong, but they are putting that out, and so they recorded drums and bass at Blackbird, a little bit of guitar there, and then they recorded the rest of it in this room, the guitars, and then they did some of the vocals at home. As over that period, CJ, the guy who owns the cabin, went from not recording at all, or very little, to he's making his living from recording bands at this point. Like, who knows if it's a good living, but I think he's pretty busy, so that's pretty cool. And I mean, yeah, I taught him a lot. He'll be the first to tell you. I taught him how to record drums. Any questions he ever has, I'm there. And so that's really cool to see. It's been awesome. Oh yeah, I got a tube screamer, and yeah, I'll just unplug the stuff one sec. Ah! Too much beer. All right. So yeah, I'll go back to full screen view here. So I got the here's this distortion. It's a Waza Craft. I don't know. It sounds cool, man. This thing is crunchy. Like, I love it. Most of these pedals I have to crank them up just to get them to like overdrive well. This thing is a Super Bolt JHS. I just got that one, and this thing is, it can get really gritty. And then I got the little tube screamer. I got this because, honestly, so I recorded, this is another thing. If you guys sing, then maybe you guys would be interested in this. I'm thinking about, I got a drummer to record Yellow by Coldplay just because I was like singing it so much. But I bought this pedal, long story short, because I can get the overdrive sound they used on Yellow. This is another pedal that there it goes. Okay, this is another pedal I use at the front end to kind of like keep my amp from like making my neighbors want to kill me. It'll thicken things up too. It's just an overdrive, the Blue Crab. I love this thing. I'll put it in front of the Tube Screamer or any of the other pedals. But what you guys were just hearing, that was basically, you know, me messing with these pedals today. Yeah, the JHS pedals are cool. I've had a ton of fun messing with this stuff and getting back into guitar. I just got this little mono priced Stage Right 100, or it's like a 5 watt, and I got that for church because if you guys see the Twin, which you do, that thing's flipping 80 pounds, and I'm not bringing that to church just so I can have a clean guitar tone. So I play in the youth group there, or I lead the youth group band. But I don't know. That's pretty much what's going on. So yeah, the milestones, when those songs come out, I will be putting up a track for Beat My Mix, one of their songs that I actually mixed. Very proud of those mixes. Some of the best work I've ever done. I mean, they were recorded at Blackbird, but I did a good job mixing them. So there's going to be the milestones. There's going to be my song called Abandoned Buildings. I've got 2 or 3 other songs that I'm trying to finish. And then Jason and I are working on stuff. You guys did a great job. I guess that's another thing I could show you guys while we're sitting here. And then I'll, it's been about an hour. Let's see. I've shown you guys this mix before, but I'll bring up Falling Down. But yeah, that's another reason I get these pedals, because Jason, we love playing with guitar stuff. But there's going to be more Jason Harler songs. I've got some, I have some old recordings that we could definitely do. And then there's going to be new music. I've said this before, but I'm going to Miami in July. We're going to record probably 2 or 3 songs with my old band called Cobbler. And then from there, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on. I'm going to try to continue to do this at least once a month. As you guys know, I've been trying to make a course or make a community or something like that and monetize it. I've been trying to figure out a way to get some, it's not passive income because, I have to work for it, but something that can make some money where I don't have to go to, drive to church all the time. Which I love that job. Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful for it. It's a great job. But it is 60 miles away. Bring in the tunes. Yeah, and that's another thing. I've said this before. Like, Edgar, I know you're working with your son's band. If you guys ever have tunes that you want to try to get mixed or whatever, I mean, I think this is a great spot. For one, everybody gets a challenge, but number 2, it's I think everybody in this community is getting better. I've seen a lot of improvement. But if you have music that's cool, you send me a song, and I'm okay. I'm open to it doesn't just have to be my music or people I'm working with. It can be your guys' music too. I think that would be really cool. I know the last competition kind of rubbed some people the wrong way where I didn't do the mix credit just because for me, I had to try to beat the mix just because we worked on the song so much. But I want to do that too, but I got to be careful with it. I want to definitely live up to the things that I say on this channel. So, it hurt to not do that, but let's see here. So this is my mix. One of the things I did in here was I did a parallel compression bus. I don't know.
Falling down, but there's a first time for everything. I'm falling down.
Yeah, so that's without the parallel compression. So, and I am just parallel compressing the whole mix, So what I've been doing is, and I've probably said this before, but I've sent the whole mix on a bus to a new bus, and then I'm only at like 44% on this compressor here, but I have it on Crush, and then I just kind of bring it in. But honestly, I could probably just put that directly on my mix bus and have it in parallel, but it's like, yeah, it's not even a full mix. It's not even fully being compressed. Like, I don't have the mix all the way up, but I did that. And then I've talked about too, I'm not a big fan of top-down mixing. Like, I was watching the Recording Revolution, and then the new guy, Joe Gilder, who he's been around for 10 years. I've known of him, or over a decade on his channel. But he was talking about top-down mixing. And I do that when I'm making a demo and I have Easy Drummer. Sure, I'll slap some stuff on my whole drum mix, but I don't believe in that, especially when you've got a drum set. Like, there was like 12 mics on this kit, 11 mics on the kit, and there's stuff that needed to be addressed in each individual mic, EQ-wise, gating, all that stuff. I mean, if you're just mixing a stereo track, then of course that's going to be just a whole, like a top-down mix. But if you have individual tracks, I to me it's better, it's better to EQ and compress things separately and kind of tweak each things. I'm not saying mix and solo, because I don't, but I definitely listen for, boxiness, like taking out 500 hertz, in a, like on this, I know I'm doing 500, I'm taking out 7. This is on the overheads. I'm taking out some of the top end. I'm adding a little bit of low end. I'm cutting at about 80 hertz. All this stuff needs its own treatment. So I don't agree with top-down mixing. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, that would be cool, man. Once you guys are, and that's what Dan did. What's funny is some of this music, like Simple Times. My buddy Gene, he was the lead guitar player in the band, and he uploaded this stuff, those songs like Devin Song, Simple Times, to like TuneCore, and I don't have access to it. I got to get in contact with him because I keep getting copyright strikes on these videos. When it's my music, I wrote this music, and I don't have access to do the copyright. I do think it's important, to get the music released and then put up the tracks just to protect yourself. But yeah, I mean, I trust the people that are doing this. Maybe, like everyone that I know, it's cool, but there could be people out there trying to steal music. So I understand once they're uploaded, man, send me a link. And, I think it'd be cool. I mean, even if it's, like there's been other people who have sent me some stuff, and I'm down to try to do it. Yeah, if you have amazing, what Christian's saying, I think top-down mixing would apply if you have some amazingly well-recorded tracks to mix. And I mean, I agree with that. I basically did that with the Blackbird tracks towards the end. Like, I did a little bit of EQ and compression on its own, like the kick and the snare. That's mostly what I'm talking about. That's like where, okay, kick and snare, they probably need their own treatment. I want to put saturation separately on kick and snare. Now, that's just my philosophy. I think you can make a big difference EQing the whole drum bus and adding some like compression. But like this song, I put a limiter on my bus. I just started doing that. I don't know why. I'm boosting at 100 and cutting. So it's like really I'm boosting like 2 decibels, but when you boost and cut on the Pultec, it gives it a little bump. And then I'm adding some 8K and that's pretty much it. And then I've got a L2 on it just so it's not clipping out. And then, yeah, but I agree with that. I mean, if you have great recorded drums, then you don't have to get in there. But most of the drums I've recorded, they have to have some touches, individual touches on every microphone, or at least the overheads, the kick, the snare, all that stuff's got to be treated different in my mind. But anyways, that's my little rant. So I guess that's it for now. But yeah, Edgar, when your son's band, when they put up the song, let me know. I'll put up some links, however much that helps. I'll put up stuff on the channel and promote it for you, or give you a little promotion. And then too, they'll definitely get promotion, putting tracks up, even though we only get somewhere between like 10 to like 16 mixes. I know about 20 people download these tracks, and they are watching the emails. So if you have been watching this channel and you're subscribed to Beat My Mix to the email list, don't be afraid to like do a mix and send in some tracks. I try to be gentle with this stuff, but this is how we get better, is just feedback. It's making me better, and I know that you guys are improving too. So, all right, I think that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys. So this week, the mix is due on Friday. As soon as I haven't gotten any mixes yet, so we'll see what's going on with that. There is a prize. I haven't made a YouTube video on this Beat My Mix yet. This is kind of in that realm, but I will be doing mix feedback live. I might do a combination of email as well. Yeah, Christian. Oh yeah, that you too, man. That live track you did was really cool. That was a great mix. It was really cool. Christian sent me a bunch of mixes. I need to post some of that stuff for you guys to hear, because I think I did in his podcast video. If you haven't watched that, check it out. He's got some links, and you can just hear his progression as a mixer. I know he's been working on it for years, but yeah, you can really see the improvement from his new stuff to what his old stuff was. So yeah, man, Christian, let's chat through email, and you too, Edgar. But yeah, if you guys are watching this stuff and downloading the tracks, please, don't be afraid to submit a mix and reach out, say hello. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it. I will, do mix feedback for, we'll do mix feedback for Out of the Shadows this week. I'll do a live stream of that. I've got some other videos I need to make that are going to be coming out this week, and that's going to be it. So, all right, I'll catch you guys on